You know, what's happening in AI right now isn't just another tech boom. It's something else entirely. Developers are calling it a velocity crisis. We're talking about major world-changing breakthroughs happening not every few years, but every few days. And it's completely rewiring how we think about technology, business, and even work itself.
And this quote right here, it absolutely nails the shift we're about to break down. We are way past the phase of just, plugging AI into old systems. Now, entire companies are rebuilding themselves from the ground up with AI as their new core, their new operating system.
So let's start with that speed. We are at a true structural inflection point. And what that means is it's not just about technology getting a little bit faster each year. No, this is about the entire timeline for creating and shipping new things just collapsing.
Okay, check this out because this really puts it all into perspective. Back in 2003, pushing out a big software update was this massive Herculean effort. We're talking over 11 weeks of painstaking manual work. Fast forward to today, and teams using AI are doing that same level of work in just 2 or 3 weeks. The time, the effort, the very nature of building things has been just radically compressed. It's wild.
And when things move this fast, you know what happens. It kicks off a new kind of arms race. But this time, it's not really about who has the single biggest model. It's about who can iterate, improve, and deploy the fastest. Let's take a look at the key players in this race. So first up, of course, is OpenAI. They just dropped GPT 5.5, only 6 weeks after 5.4, which is an insane pace. But the real story here is the shift to what they call agentic work. This means it's not just a chatbot that answers your questions anymore. It's an AI that does things. It can take on complex, multi-step tasks all on its own, like writing code, finding the bugs, and then analyzing the data. It's so good, in fact, that it's become the go-to coding assistant inside OpenAI. Now, trying to keep pace is Anthropic with Claude Opus 4.7. But they're playing a slightly different game. Their whole angle is about reliability and safety. They're beefing up cyber safeguards, focusing on a more human-centric design, and basically positioning themselves as the safe, trustworthy choice for big companies in areas like finance and healthcare, places where you absolutely cannot afford a mistake.
But wait, because it's not just a two-horse race. The open-weight community is seriously heating up. You've got models like Zipu AI's GLM 5.1 that are now going toe-to-toe with the big closed models on performance. And this is a huge deal. It's a game changer because it means companies can get top-tier performance with more control, better privacy, and the power to really customize these models for their own needs. It's kind of democratizing the whole revolution.
All right, so all this tech is moving at light speed, but this isn't happening in some abstract Silicon Valley vacuum. It's having a very real, very immediate impact on the workforce. Companies aren't just using AI tools. They're fundamentally reorganizing their entire structure around them.
And this is where it gets real. Just look at this number. Over 90,000 jobs in the tech sector. Gone in this year alone. Now, companies will use fuzzy words like restructuring, but when you dig into the data, the story is pretty clear. AI is a major driver behind this massive workforce shift.
Let's take Meta as a perfect example. They announced plans to cut 8,000 positions. But this isn't just about trimming the fat. No. It's a very deliberate, strategic move to shift resources, to shift money away from jobs focused on human coordination and pour it directly into their big AI development priorities.
And if you want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, look no further than Snap's CEO, Evan Spiegel. He came right out and said it, connecting their layoffs directly to AI. His logic: rapid advancements in artificial intelligence allow us to accomplish more with smaller teams. That right there, that's the core thinking driving these changes across the entire industry.
So, we have this unprecedented speed, we have this massive impact on jobs. And when you put those two things together, you get the central problem, the real tension of this moment, what we're calling the governance gap. Plain and simple, our ability to build and unleash these incredibly powerful AI systems is growing way, way faster than our ability to actually control them.
Think about this phrase for a second. A model too dangerous for public release. That's not me saying that. That's how Anthropic, this safety-first company, described one of its own models, a project called Claude Mythos. So what on earth could an AI do that would make its own creators decide, nope, we can't let this out into the world?
Well, to understand that, you need to know about something called a zero-day vulnerability. Okay, quick crash course. A zero-day is basically a secret backdoor in a piece of software, a security flaw that the developer doesn't even know exists. There's no patch, no defense. It is the absolute holy grail for hackers, and finding them has always required elite human experts and weeks, if not months, of work. And here's the bombshell. Claude Mythos can find them, autonomously, at a massive scale. We're not talking about one or two. It identified thousands of these zero days in critical, widely used systems. It even found a 17-year-old flaw in FreeBSD that gave it complete root access to the system. This is proof positive that AI can now fully automate a skill that was once the domain of a few human geniuses, and that changes the entire landscape of cybersecurity overnight.
So let's pull all these threads together. We've seen development timelines that have completely collapsed. We've seen an arms race for agentic AI. We're seeing a fundamental rewiring of the workforce, and this terrifying governance gap is widening by the day. What does it all add up to? It means AI is truly becoming the new operating system for business. And this massive transformation is being driven by three key forces. First, there's a CapEx inversion. Basically, the big money is no longer going to hiring people. It's going to infrastructure, to buying more compute power, building data centers, and securing energy. Second, workforce recomposition. This is about swapping out roles focused on managing people for new roles focused on managing AIs. And third, that control plane deficit, the scary part. It's like we've built a Ferrari engine, but we've still got the brakes from a bicycle. Which brings us to this one final, absolutely critical question. The velocity is undeniable. The reshaping of our world, our industries, our jobs, it's not a future prediction. It's happening right now. We're building these systems at a truly breathtaking pace. And the defining challenge of our time is going to be this. Can we learn how to steer them before they take us somewhere we never, ever intended to go?